Welcome back to PNG Trends Burner. It's great to have you here again. As we gear up for next week's PNG Parliament sitting, here's a look at what's likely to dominate the discussions based on last week's debates. The Prime Minister is set to present an update on the Connect PNG programme, outlining facts and figures on its progress, defending its importance and addressing criticism, branding it the Connect PNG programme. Governor Alan Bird and opposition MPs Keith Iduhu and James Namano pressed the Prime Minister on critical issues, using questions and points of order to challenge his lengthy responses and demand clarity. This video has been carefully edited to focus on the essential points, cutting out unnecessary repetitions to bring you the key highlights.
Department right through the clockwork of our government system. But one thing I must say, the country needs roads. And so we have secured 5.6%.
Honourable Governor, what's your point of order?
Respectfully, with great respect to the Prime Minister and his very long answer, my questions were very specific.
Order.
My questions were very specific. The Prime Minister said that next week they were going to bring a report to Parliament, and my questions were in relation to him making a commitment to bring those answers in next week's presentation, which he himself said would be forthcoming.
To the member for Kirwina, member for Hiri, to ask his question. Member for Hiri.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. My questions are quite brief and there's only four for them. To the good Prime Minister. Firstly, what is the running total of public funds expended so far on this Connect PNG program since its inception in 2019?
The Connect PNG doesn't eat into budgets allocation for other key sectors. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I want to point all of us to Treasury's website, www.treasury.gov.pg.
We have a point of order. No member, what's your point of order?
Speaker, the first question is very simple. Running total of the program thus far, from 2019 to today, there should be a global figure. And according to this program,
Honourable Minister, we have a point of order. The member is still...
The question is how much so far the people of Papua New Guinea have paid to this Connect PNG program to this date. As of today's date, what's the running total?
Honourable member, I understand the Prime Minister is just starting on with the reply to your question, and let's allow the Prime Minister to finish his reply. Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I know the member for Hiri is anxious to get the answers, but I am answering the second question, and I will come to the first question the way I want to order the response. The second question asks whether the Connect PNG allocation is eating into the fund for this year or as it was for last year. Budget outcome 2023, I point to that year especially, is an indication of prudency of how we manage our budget. Almost 100% delivery on commitments to our country in 2023. Now, Treasurer will pass the budget, final budget outcome for 2024 next week. And we are not ashamed to tell it as it is, what happened last year. And the country will know what happened last year. But to answer this question, I want to admit on this floor of Parliament, Connect PNG never ate into other fund allocations. Connect PNG consumed its own space. Nothing more, nothing less. Finance Connect PNG. Connect PNG, what was budgeted for, we take from there and finance Connect PNG. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hope the answer is sufficient.
We have a supplementary. The Honourable Governor for his speak.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I welcome the commitment by the Prime Minister on these matters that require transparency. Just for, if he could also give consideration based on his response, there is one matter that still requires transparency on the floor, and that is in this report that he has indicated that the good minister is going to bring, could they also include the total running value of the contracts into the future and which years those contracts will become due and the impact of those contracts on future budgets pertaining to the requirements of Section 209 of the Constitution. The second point, if the Prime Minister could give us a commitment, is I understand much of the funding for Connect PNG is coming out of Oktedi, is coming out of Kutubu, and it's coming out of Kumul Petroleum Holdings and a host of other companies in terms of tax credit. Could you also tell the House how much of Connect PNG is being funded through the tax credit scheme, and what is the impact because you are taking out future revenue? Again, I remind you of Section 209 of the Constitution. If you could tell the House and give us some transparency. The other thing I would like to know is there a definition of which roads qualify as Connect PNG roads and which roads are provincial roads or district roads, because the MPA covers provincial and district roads. So if either the Minister or the Prime Minister, based on his current undertaking, could tell the country which roads qualify to be funded under Connect PNG and which roads do not. Finally, the Prime Minister made a reference to the final budget outcome, and I've made mention before, Deputy Speaker, and since the good Prime Minister has given this House and the people of Papua New Guinea an undertaking, I'd like him to go further. In the 2023 FBO, a total of 980 million was moved from health, education, law and order, and a whole host of important sectors and paid to certain provinces. And that is clearly indicated in the 2023 FBO. Could the Prime Minister also give the people of Papua New Guinea an undertaking to bring a report to the floor that indicates which provinces were paid these funds and for what purposes? Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. All spending of government is within budget. And I want to say to all members of Parliament and to the country through this question that no spending should be made outside of the budget, and in my view, considered view, no spending under this government has taken place outside of the budget processes. All provinces allocation, some provinces have, for instance, Bougainville, Enga Province, Morobe, Hela, Southern Highlands, Western Province. Some of these provinces have budgets allocation labeled as IDG or constitutional grant. But those full report will be presented to this floor. It is a question asked and demands answer. And so I will extract the 2023 budget performances and present to this Parliament, if not through the Treasury and the relevant ministers, then through myself, so that the members of Parliament and the country can know how we spent in 2023. But in the case of those who really want to set quick answers, the final budget outcome 2023 is there for all of us to ascertain. Coming back to the Connect PNG program and the question whether we encroach on Section 209 of the Constitution, I want to say that the Connect PNG Implementation and Financing Act 2021 envelopes 5.6% of any budget year allocation to roads in our country. And so within that envelope, we have three phases of Connect PNG. Stage 1 or Phase 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3. All are running for the next 20 years. So if you look prospective into the future, there's an envelope of 5.6% of any year's financial allocation or fiscal allocation to finance Connect PNG going forward into the future. This government has taken a bold initiative, whether financing by ICT, infrastructure tax credit, or financing by deficit budget, of financing through budgets, of financing through securing loan domestic or externally. We want to open this country up with roads. No secret. Road is not for those who sleep and eat and operate in Port Moresby.
Honourable Prime Minister, we have a point of order. Deputy Opposition Leader, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, no one's a pessimist about the Connect PNG program. Our argument is the quality of spend. If you're in the business of giving contracts to ministers at the value of 247 million, it creates a question about the quality of spend.
Honourable Deputy Opposition
Can you
Leader.
report to the House and be more accountable?
Honourable Deputy Opposition Leader, if you want to debate the answers given by the Prime Minister, I would not allow for it, so I'll rule your point of order out of order. Prime Minister, you continue from your reply.
All right, I'll keep it short. The Connect PNG investigation is running. I look forward to the outcome of Deloitte's report. And the Deloitte's report will go through whether there were impropriety in the act of tendering, procurement, and the financial disbursements. And also Deloitte's report will point to us what has happened in the Works Department, Finance Department, Treasury, Prime Minister's Department, right through the clockwork of our government system. But one thing I must say, the country needs roads. And so we have secured 5.6%.
Honourable Governor, what's your point of order?
Respectfully, with great respect to the Prime Minister and his very long answer, my questions were very specific.
Order.
My questions were very specific. The Prime Minister said that next week they were going to bring a report to Parliament, and my questions were in relation to him making a commitment to bring those answers in next week's presentation, which he himself said would be forthcoming. And he's given a very broad answer. The question I asked was, could they also include the total contracts issued? 1. 2, how much of that is coming out of tax credit? 3, the 980 million that was moved out of essential sectors in 2023 to certain provinces, could he bring that report to Parliament? So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I think my questions were very specific, and I just need the Prime Minister to say yes or no whether that information could be brought next week.
Honourable Governor, your point of order was in order in what you have asked for. Let's allow the Prime Minister to complete the reply to you. Prime Minister.
I'm sure repetition is for emphasis, so he's taking a second bite and asking the same questions again.